Welcome, Strategy Battle Games, to the GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host, GBHL Damian, and...
Shadow and Flame Dave.
Hey, Dain Fredericks. Love to see you, sir. And we are here for a very, very exciting video. It's a type of video we haven't done in a long time. It's an unboxing video. And it's an unboxing of a new product. We haven't done these in a long time because there haven't been any new products. But you may have heard there are some new products coming. There are lots and lots of new products coming.
Lots of goodies.
For a very long time to come. And here's the first one. So, we have just got back from Ardacon. What a weekend.
Amazing weekend.
You have a good time?
I'm completely drained, but it was such a fun event. From people from all around from the world, not just Europe. And it was great meeting those guys that you'd only sort of really met on the internet. And it was a really good atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, it was amazing.
James did a remarkable thing, putting it all together. It was the first really big independent one that we'd had in this country.
I don't know what the final figure was, but 144 players, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think it sold about 30 spectator tickets.
Plenty of people walking around just watching the games as well. So
incredible 3 days of gaming.
Just a sea of people.
Yeah,
so
the hall looked amazing. I'm sure you've
all
seen
playing
photos
Hobbit.
of it.
It's brilliant.
It was absolutely brilliant. 3 tournaments across the weekend, tons and tons of fun. So there'll be more on that in other videos, I'm sure. But massive congratulations to James and to all the people who helped James across the weekend, because it was brilliant.
But one of the newest things there was Games Workshop had their own sales stand there. I think they did quite well.
Yeah, apparently. I think they, I won't use figures, but I think they vastly exceeded their target, essentially, for the weekend.
That's fair to say, yeah.
But it's great to see them doing that. It was Nick and James were manning the GW stand, and they were great. They were there all weekend, and
I think a big part of that was the fact that they did have new releases on sale then.
Did they have new releases?
I think they did.
What were those new releases?
Should we talk a little bit about that?
I didn't actually bring the other ones up. I was going to have them all here, but it's the Iron Hills Dwarves. And this is, do you want to show your
this is how it comes. Yeah, so it's all
the glisten on that.
Nicely sealed up, freshly in the box.
This is Dain.
Dain, Ironfoot.
Also released, of course, with the Iron Hills Dwarf Warriors and the Iron Hills Dwarf Ballista. We've got all of those because
12 Warriors in a box.
Yeah, you've got 3 boxes.
All slightly different boxes. Yeah, I initially bought 2 boxes, and then a funny thing happened during Adam Choke's talk about Middle Earth when he said it would be amazing to have 36 of these guys, massive shield wall, and I, like a Jedi mind trick, I said I must have 36 of these. 36. So even during the speech, I ran across to the Games Workshop store again, and I immediately bought, I think it was the second to last box of Warriors there. So I've got my 36 Warriors, so I can do the big shield wall, as Adam suggested.
And 1 Ballista?
I just got the 1 Ballista. I did go back for a second one, but they'd all sold out. But then, which was probably
for the best.
For the best, because I was just impulse buying at the time. And
I went for Dain, 2 boxes of Warriors. Didn't fall for Adam's marketing trick there.
You didn't?
So
you're thick-skinned than me.
And 1 Ballista myself. And obviously the Iron Hills Dwarfs and the Ballista are very, very exciting. But other hosts will deal with them in other videos.
Yeah. Should we talk about the prices? Can we
yeah.
About that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the prices are.
So for Dain, who was obviously a major character, foot and mounted, he was £40, I believe.
£40, yeah.
Yeah. Which is obviously on the higher side of heroes, but you can see why they've done it, because you're only ever going to buy one of him.
And he also, Dain gets a fancy box. The other boxes, they have a very nice logo.
Yeah, did you pick up that? It's the Middle Earth map on the box. Oh, can you see?
There you go, that's doing it. Yeah,
is it focusing?
I think so.
There you go, how's that?
About that?
There you go, you got it.
Yeah.
So.
The Iron Hills Dwarfs and the Ballista come in a white box with the kind of dark logo.
So you still get the logo, but it's just a plain white box on the other stuff.
So these are kind of special character series boxes for them. So he was £40.
Shall I start opening this one?
If you want to crack on.
I'm just going to break the cellophane seal.
The Iron Hills Dwarf Warriors are £40 for 12, and the Ballista is £50. So my honest take on it was that Dain was about. I was thinking or maybe hoping the Dain would be about £30.
Right.
But I thought the Iron Hills Dwarfs might be about 50.
Yeah.
So Dain was about £10 more than I was expecting, but the
Yeah.
Iron Hills Dwarfs were about £10 less.
But you don't like that because the main Warriors, which you're going to get more of, are cheaper than
exactly.
you expected.
So I bought 2 boxes of Warriors and 1 box of Dain, so ended up spending £10 less than I thought I would.
Yeah.
And what's very, very exciting, I'm sure the other guys will talk about this about the Warriors, is that the Warriors we've been buying for the last 2 years, the fine cast ones have been £5 a model for like Gundabars, Lake Towners, Elves, whereas now these ones are about £3.80 a model in a better material. So are they cheap? No. Are they as cheap as the plastic you should be? No. Are they cheaper and better quality than the last things we had? Yes.
I think we all know we're not going to get plastic troops anymore
absolutely.
because you just can't sell them in the numbers that they need to, and obviously it's easier to do the resin moulds for smaller quantities. So here we go.
It's
not a flip top box. It's a proper lift off.
They call it character series apparently.
Oh, okay. So inside there's a little picture of the model that you're going to get, or models, should we say? There's an assembly guide on the back. It tells you how to put it all together. You got one.
Oh yes.
Inside, so the clamshell blister.
Lots of goodies.
Yeah. So you've got the traditional Forge Weld sort of tabs on these, which are obviously from the resin moulds, which will need cutting off. But
are you?
I've got a few Forge Weld.
Yeah, I was just going to ask.
So,
is that for 40k stuff?
yeah, generally 40k because my son plays 40k, so we've got a few Forge Weld bits from that. Obviously, the smell was made, from the Forge Weld team, even though it's sold through Games Workshop. So quite familiar with these big tabs on the bottom, but they're easily enough cut off.
So do you want to go through the pieces? Or?
Let's have a look. So
I'm immediately drawn to the rocket sausage.
Yeah, that's what I picked up first. It's funny how you're naturally drawn to it.
So this is Dain's little war boar. You're gonna cut. There he is. There's a little snout. You also see there's a huge miscast there in his head, and most of the head seems to be missing. Obviously, I'm just being casually hilarious on that, and those are other pieces. There's more head.
That's the missing piece on the head.
That's the bit.
So it's his armour.
That kind of sits over the top of his head, gives him some spikes. That's yours. Looks really, really nice. Lovely little cast. And I know it's Forge Weld, but I'm not particularly used to this stuff. But there's no bubbles or anything. You don't seem to have any.
No, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not seeing any.
Looks really, really gorgeous.
What you got there?
This is still the pig.
Okay.
You found Dain?
Yeah, Dain's here. The mount of Dain.
I do.
So here's the main part of mounted Dain. You getting that?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. So obviously he's got some add-ons that you need to put on.
And what's amazing as well, again, the sort of thing that you'd be worried about in fine cast. Can you see his little tusks? You see his little beard tusks that are kind of.
Can you see that?
Might have to go a bit closer in. And twist him around.
So
his profile. There, can you see? Yeah, you can see his little beard tusk coming out. And they're the sort of thing that would either you might expect to be missing or have broken off with fine cast. But
it's very intricate, isn't it? I'm quite impressed. Obviously, this was sculpted by Keith Robertson, I believe.
Yeah.
Done an amazing job on that.
First model anyone saw in the range. And looks absolutely cool.
You get these little scenic.
Yeah, they
platforms.
Scenic base, haven't they? Like the 40mm bit.
That's the 40mm. I'm such an amateur at this. Right, here we go.
There you go. Oh, yeah, that's it. Smashed.
There's like a big rock as he's coming down the mountain.
And this is the 25mm one, the foot version. And you can see he's got his discarded helmet on there, which is really cool. So these are obviously optional, but I think you'd be mad not to put these on, right?
Yeah. So
I think that looks like he's got there's a groove for his cloak and his feet, going to cut into that in a sort of sheet
Yeah.
shape, so he sits snugly in there.
It's good that you get the options because you still get. I mean, if you don't want those, you want to keep the theme for the rest of your iron hills.
Yeah.
Because you just get regular bases with those guys. You still get the standard bases in the box, so you can base it as you want to.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
I've
else you
also
get? Just little
I've
bits.
got a couple of hammers. So that's obviously the hammer for the foot and mounted version there. Both looking very lovely. That looks to me like a two-handed hammer, so I wonder if he'll be able to wield that without impediment in his profile. I'll have to wait and see.
What have you got there?
Oh, the hammer.
Yeah, I haven't got-
Sort of like spikes, little screw
I've got that
spikes. Do you want to hold them
Hopefully,
up?
hopefully that's no. Do yours.
That's a tail. We've got a...
Because I've got that. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
It's
we've
just
got-
fallen off the screw. So show me yours because mine's dropped off.
There we go. So that's a tail, and it looks to me, I didn't see it on the instructions, that's his crest, isn't it? That's his helmet crest.
Yeah.
And then two little square things.
Yeah, that's the other side of the hammer.
Has it?
Yeah, if you look at the hammer, there's half it missing.
Ah, yeah, I see.
So I'll just show them together. If you hold your hand up, because I don't actually.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
I can
yeah.
Probably.
Oh, come on. 3 hands, no mercy.
Right. So you get the
Yeah,
half.
that's got it.
You got the hammer.
The hammer's only got one half on each one. Yeah.
And you just put the other side on.
That's interesting from a casting point of view, so obviously.
Yeah. My pig's tail's it's loose in the box, but it is there, so I'm relieved about that.
Which leaves us with the foot
foot man.
version, and there's a tiny little, slightly less exciting bit, which is here, which is the bottom of the cloak. He comes in, that's obviously going to clip on.
Yeah.
And
Foot
then
version.
The main dude.
There it is.
This is such a cool model.
It is, isn't it? The fur is lovely on it.
And again, the tusks, can we like turn in profile and make sure you get those? The way his little beard spikes point
Oh
out.
yeah, you got it there. I think just.
Spin him around with it. Yeah, if you get him in.
Yeah, look at that.
But he's
Awesome.
hella cool. And they're both poses. You can obviously the one on the war boar is clearly him coming down the hill, giving it to Thranduil,
Yeah.
and this is just right in the middle of the
This
battle when
is
he's
going to be headbutt.
yeah. But
Headbutt Dain,
looks-
isn't it?
the detail on the face. Can we get that closer? The detail on this guy's face is just incredible. It's absolutely gorgeous sculpt.
Yeah.
There he is. Very much looking like Billy Connolly.
Yeah.
Real fantastic.
Let's have a look. Let's talk about because with fine cast models, you get an awful lot of undercut waste, what you have to snip out, the little triangles. And
Yeah,
stuff.
there's horrible triangles. Yeah.
And there's not a lot on this model. It says there's just a couple of pieces under his wrists. Have you got that bit? Can you see that?
I've got
I've
the
got the
I've got the
one.
mounted version at the moment.
So just underneath his wrist, there are two little lines for the resin, the vent lines. They'll just need snipping off.
Ah,
But
yeah,
aside from that, there's not an awful lot of cleaning up to do.
No, there's far less cleanup on this.
So he's virtually ready to go once you snip off the.
As always
Casting tape.
with the Forge Raw stuff, you want to give it a little wash.
Yes, soapy water.
To get rid of the release agent. But
Why'd you do that?
What?
Why'd you do that?
because the release agent will stop the paint sticking.
Yes, basically, it's oily residue which can stop your paint sticking to the model.
So yeah, first thoughts on seeing the model in your hands for the first time?
Wow, I've been waiting for this for so long, like everyone else, I suppose. But just getting it in your own hands, knowing that you're going to have him on the table soon. It was good, by the way, seeing him because he was at the tournament.
Jay was using them in doubles, yeah. And congrats to it was Dewey and his partner. Sorry, I can't think of his name. Who killed Dain for the first time ever.
First time ever
in the
tournament play.
So well done to them, because he's quite a beast on the game, as we'll get to. But are you planning on painting him up soon?
He'll be. I'm going to finish the rest of my Gunderbads, so that the Iron Hills guys have got someone to fight thematically, and I'll probably have a few games with my lad. So they're half painted already, so it makes sense to finish them off.
Yeah.
As much as I really want to jump in and start painting these guys,
along with everyone else involved.
I'll sort of keep them as a bit of a reward for doing the Gundam.
I think in a couple of weeks everyone's going to be sick of
Yeah.
Iron Hill's work in progress.
I think everyone's going to be on it, aren't they?
Yeah.
So.
I've been, anyone's following my hobby vlogs, I've been doing some Dark Order bases for some Wild Riders. I'm going to finish the bases off.
Okay, yeah.
Which is hopefully a few evenings work. And then I'm not doing the Wild Riders. I'm going to get the bases done ready for future and then jump into these Iron Hills because I'm very excited to be painting some new stuff.
It is. I mean, how long has it been since the last release? It's got to be...
About March in 2015. So
it's got to be 18 months.
Yeah, it was because it was Radagast on Eagle and White Council, which I wrongly predicted. Never been more happy to be wrong. Would be the last releases ever. Remember when they came out?
We did. We all sort of resigned ourselves to the fact
these two models are the last ever.
Because I even started converting my own Iron Hills dwarfs.
You did, yeah.
And I painted them all up. So
very lovely little conversion pack.
36 of those converted from Grimhammers.
So you already got the 36 in the shield wall.
Yeah, I've already had my 36 shield wall, but they'll be put in the reserve because we've got the official ones now.
So it could be good if you're taking photos of like wide
shots. Yeah, that might be alright for background
Yeah.
characters, fill up, bit of fluff.
But yeah, so it's just awesome, and I'm very excited to I'm going to jump straight in and start painting up the new stuff. I'm really excited about that.
Everyone's going to be playing them at the next tournament, aren't they?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of Iron Hills
that's the thing.
because they're also rather good in the game. Because we also were lucky enough to get this. Gone. Experimental rules.
Screen grab.
Yeah. So this is basically the rules that were this one piece of paper was available to anyone.
Yeah. The whole rule book was available to have a look at.
You could have a look through.
So you could thumb through it and look at all the new profiles and all the new.
And it looked gorgeous.
The siege machines and all sorts.
So all that stuff's out there
in
the zeitgeist, but they were very keen, obviously, on saying please don't take photos of it.
Yeah.
For
obvious reasons.
Yeah, and this we're gonna respect GW's exclusivity that. This piece of paper says experimental rules pending final version, but the idea is that you can buy your Iron Hills dwarfs and try them out on the table. So we're not going to be reading out everything.
No, I haven't even read through mine yet.
No,
because
it's
such a full-on tournament.
Yeah, but we wanted to give a flavour of what they're like essentially. So first up, all these Iron Hills models can be used as part of an Erebor reclaimed army list. Which is kind of cool, which I believe includes the Champions of Erebor.
Yep.
Which is quite exciting. So obviously we've got the profiles for the Warriors and the Ballista, but the guys will be talking about them in other videos. We're going to be focusing on Dain. So first off, his points value. He is, I would say, what you would expect if we say that he's got 3s all over the place. And if you think about your new mounted Thranduil and your mounted Bard and those kind of mounted killy heroes, he's in that kind of area.
Sort of ballpark.
Yeah, he's in that. So I think he's about what you'd expect for a kind of good.
I don't think that's
3
unfair.
attack hero. He is fight 6, which a lot of people complained didn't like in the old one. He was only fight 5, and he has he's got 3s in all the right places, and then he's got a couple of boosts, I'd say, in a couple of other stats that are very, very attractive.
Can we say his war gear?
Yep.
So he's got basically heavy dwarf armour, as you would expect with what he's wearing, and obviously his 2-handed hammer.
And thankfully there is one short 5-letter word underneath his special rules that should mean that using that 2-handed hammer is not going to be an impediment to him.
No, obviously he's burly.
There it is, that's the 5-letter word.
We can't say that.
Can't say that. He's also got the options.
But it has got 5 letters.
It does have 5 letters.
Yeah. We won't say the other one.
Yeah, but the other one, he's got another special rule, a generic special rule, that would imply that he's not scared of a lot, his Dain. He doesn't get scared easily. But he does have the option to take a water ball, which I think has already taken off as being called the rocket sausage, which is a cool upgrade, more than a horse.
Rocket sausage.
But then it's better than a horse, and very excitingly, and I think this might be something we see in other places, like perhaps with Thranduil's Elk and that kind of stuff. But very excitingly, this warball is more survivable than your average mount, which is quite cool. So that will, it just aids that slight kind of Legolas. All right, that's dead. Take it off, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
He's got half a chance.
Indeed, and he then has 4 separate special rules, which is very, very cool. All for him. The first of them is called Lord of the Iron Hills, and essentially, as we've already discussed, Dain is really, really brave, and he's got a special rule that ensures that all the Iron Hills dwarfs around him, close to him perhaps, are equally brave as Dain.
Yeah.
So Dain isn't going to be running away from anything anytime soon, and as long as he's on the table, neither of the Iron Hills dwarfs who are close to him.
Unlikely.
Yeah, which is really, really good. It's a cool rule. It's quite in his nature.
They're not going anywhere, are they?
No. He's also got a fiery temper, which I can see as being.
I know someone else like that, but I'm not going to say who.
Which I can see as being potentially his arguably downfall, which is he's a bit like.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Interruption.
He's a bit like Bayorn in the respect that he can get a bit ahead of himself
he can get a bit silly.
Yeah, once he's seen blood.
If certain things happen,
they'll
trigger something else which might happen.
He's quite hard to stop. And he is quite an imposing sight on the table when he's charged around people, and other people might find it hard to charge him because he's quite that imposing.
Yes.
So you're already seeing him as a real tank of a model. I think it's going to be like charging head first into the enemy ranks and kind of just doing what he does. Relatively safe in the knowledge that people are going to be terrified of getting anywhere near him.
Yeah. And the last one is
what everyone wanted, the headbutt.
Headbutt.
Way. So the headbutt is
sticking the nut on everyone.
Yeah, as everyone wanted him to. He has a rule that he can headbutt a model, and I think if you headbutt someone in the face, they're going to fall over. Right. So there's I think there's a rule in there to kind of
simulate
make sure it does that, and it'll be quite cool. I think it's quite a fluffy rule because you want Dain to go, right, I'm going to headbutt him, and hope he falls over. So those are his rules. He's a great profile. He's a really, really good profile. Like you're going to be seeing him.
I think it's going to be fun to use.
I think he could well be fitting into an all-hero list as well, to be honest. Those kind of mounted all-hero lists.
With that sort of points.
He's a real tank in there, and very, very, very good.
That's it. Just can get a bit unpredictable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Depending on what happens.
Depending on what's happened, he might be going places you don't want him to go.
On a full Billy Connolly mode.
Yeah, indeed. He's got the kind of mad bravery of the Scots, I believe. But yeah, so that's we very much don't want you to, if you weren't there. No. We don't want you to be able to use the profile, but it hopefully gives a flavour of what Dain's like on the table. And he looks like an awesome and fitting general for the Iron Hills Dwarfs armies. Yeah,
I think it's going to work really well.
Yeah, it'll be very, very cool. As for when you get the rules, I believe the pre-orders are up. Was it next week?
Oh, for Dain, yes.
Yeah. I think.
I'm sure he said next Friday pre-orders go up.
So then probably released a week after that, something. So something like that, and whether the rules go up on that Friday or when the models come up, I don't know. But essentially, the rules I believe should be going up on the Forge World website in about a week or two, and then you'll be able to download the same experimental rules. And
we've got here. Yeah.
But I think it's only fair that James organised with Games Workshop to come to Ardacon for these exclusive releases. I think it's fair to honour that kind of exclusivity for a couple of weeks, whilst giving some handy hints and showing off the model. So there we go. That's Dain Ironfoot.
Not too many spoilers, just a few.
Yeah, just
suggestions
and a few little teasers.
Yeah.
I think people should be able to largely work out what he can do on the table. What do you think?
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I love the model, and the profile appears at first glance that it's going to be fun to use and well worked out. So obviously kudos to Jay Clare for sorting that out.
There's the little paint job, if anyone hasn't seen that. It's looking rather awesome. And on the rocket sausage. I can't believe I'm tilting this piece of paper as if it allows you to see around it. There you go, see, there's that side.
Yeah.
There's that side. There's some weird human psychology here.
I always like the when you get a painted picture of the model.
Yeah.
With the box, because it gives you something. It's a bit of a guide to start from.
Makes the whole thing look more attractive.
I get a bit stuck as a painter, as you know. Kev is the painting guru of Shadow and Flame, whereas I'm more of the green stuff genre. So I do appreciate any sort of suggestions for getting the colours right, and I can normally work things out fairly well from seeing a picture. But so that's very useful than just getting a plain box with a model in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Having to Google stuff.
This whole the
photographs.
packaging is just really nice as well, isn't it? I know it's not the be all and end all. It's not why you buy it, but just having a nice kind of like Middle Earth map, and it makes it
feels
feel
nice as well. It's like a not shiny, but
it makes it feel like some effort's been put into it as well. Some thought's
it's
been
like
put into the design.
a satin finish to it.
Yeah, it's really nice. But yeah,
I'm very pleased.
So I'm
excited.
very excited
to get on mine, but I'm not going to do it yet.
My logical brain says paint 12 Iron Hills dwarfs first. You know, to get the slightly more boring stuff out of the way, and then treat yourself to Dain. But I can't help thinking I'm starting with Dain.
I'm doing it first.
Yeah,
when I
I'm going to get into the zone, the dwarf zone again by painting Dain up. Maybe paint them on boar first, then paint some warriors, then paint them on foot or something.
Yeah, I mean,
I really don't like painting heroes alongside each other, painting the same hero twice. Like, you know, a foot and mounted version, because I always find if you pour your heart and soul into a hero and then you have to do it again, I find it quite depressing.
Do you find that your colours match up better though if you do it together?
Yeah, but you never have them on the table at the same time.
You just want to paint one model.
So if there's a slight variation, I don't think it matters too much because they won't sit next to each other.
Yeah, never going to be together, are they? So.
But yeah, so there's Dain Ironfoot.
Exciting times.
I would give this a perfect 5 out of 7 if I was marking it. It's awesome. So congrats to Keith for sculpting it, and to Jay for writing the rules, and to Adam presumably for overseeing it, as it were. It's an awesome first release, and it bodes very, very well for the future. So there we go.
Exciting times ahead. Lots more coming out. We've been assured. So
absolutely. So we hope this is the dawning of a new age of unboxings. Hope you enjoyed this. Give you some sight of it, and we will, between the 6 of us, I'm sure we'll be buying all of the new releases and doing lots of unboxings and taking you through the various new bits and bobs, which is incredibly cool.
Awesome.
So yeah, obviously Dave from Shadow of Flame. Make sure you check out their channel.
Yes.
YouTube channel and the Facebook page and such.
Yeah, I'll be doing, once I've done my Gundabads, I'll probably do another video of them finished, because I think I put one on there initially.
Kev's just put up a new painting tutorial on the website.
He's put up a Hunter Orcs, how to paint flesh on different Hunter Orcs. I think there's, how many did we get? 18 or 20?
Yeah, 18 different. 24 different skin tones.
All individual different colours, so you can have a choice, see which ones you like.
Very cool.
And have a go yourself.
Make sure you check that out on Shadow and Flame. Look out for the Iron Hills Dwarf Warriors and Iron Hills Dwarf Ballista unboxings coming soon on the channel.
Awesome.
And I hope you enjoy them too. Until then, don't forget to comment, like, share and subscribe.
Oh, there we go. Support your GBHL hosts in all their endeavours, and like in the comments below, links, sorry, and you're going to have to do the rest, man. You're on your own.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Support your hobby
And happy
strategy
battle
gaming. There you go.
Pretty seamless.
Yeah, awesome.
Really good.